from 3 slips to 2 slips. In at second, Raj, and Chai, I trusted first slip, still hanging on, taking on all the hard catches. Um, and yeah, Randeep's still out and about, potentially going to Jordan. So if you see him around over there, give him a quick nudge and tell him to be safe. Yeah,
And
and
come back to the third slip position.
yeah, come back. We won't put you to gully. Just come back. Yeah, we've got a couple of things on the agenda today. The Bangla South Africa game. Things are getting pretty interesting. Um, I mean, beating Bangladesh at home is always going to be hard, right?
Yeah.
Um, and the second big thing, India Kiwi is about to start in a couple hours. We'll go over some previews of that. So yeah, thoughts on Bangladesh South Africa? Try tell
Ah,
us.
after the first innings collapse, similar to what happened with India, first inning collapse. It's a great turnaround, especially against the same key bowlers. The way Bangladesh, it wasn't a great start again in the second innings, but the middle order hung around.
Yeah.
At the
And
end of day three, still.
the crazy thing for me is they batted better in harder conditions because the first day would have been a lot easier to bat on than whatever they had on it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, it was pretty much similar to the Indian collapse, right? They just had to wait out the new ball, and that's
Except they got
essentially what
double the
they did.
runs.
Yeah, they crossed the 100 mark, which is great. But yeah, majority of the damage was done in that first couple of hours of play, and the rest of the innings, yeah, it's Bangladesh to blame. But yeah, second innings, they've come back pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mehdi Hassan Miraj is probably the most underrated bowler and the batter.
he got
Like,
he got the key wicket of that Centurion Kyle as well.
yeah. He's so good. And yeah, I mean, he's batting really well, taking his time, 170 balls he's faced, looking good. I reckon if they can double the lead from here onwards, it'll be really good. But at least 50 if they can't double it, because I think batting on fourth day in Bangladesh, chasing 150 would be a mission. Um,
Exactly, and especially with South African squad, you could see the glimpse of their collapse even in the first innings, where they lost 6 wickets for just around that same score as Bangla. Uh,
yeah,
had that, Carl would not have come up with that century again. We would have had a really close test match on our hands.
yeah, and especially with the harder conditions, I reckon the ball's going to turn.
Yeah,
And I guess
and
Mehdi
this
will
guy
play a bigger role.
Mehdi is good, and they've got the spinner. What's his name? Taijul
Oh
Islam.
yeah,
What a
Nigel,
fight for him.
yeah. He's so good.
His line length was essentially confusing the South African players.
Yeah. Um, but this is actually in the other context, it's a pretty big game and series for South Africa because if they
Correct.
beat Bangladesh in these two games, their chances of qualification go up considerably. Because
Yeah, yeah.
after this, they only have to play Sri Lanka at home, right?
I think was it Sri Lanka? They
I think it's
had
Sri
two more
Lanka.
games.
I could be wrong, but whoever it is
Yeah,
at home, it's very hard to beat South Africa.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah, so I think as long as they do good with Bangladesh, yeah, they're good. So yeah, I'm kind of happy Bangladesh is putting up a fight. Um,
A point in time in this tournament where you're knocked out and you're now thinking, okay, I'm up. Who else can I pull along with me? And I think Bangladesh is doing something of that sort where I'm technically up. Let me take South Africa with me.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Bangladesh have got any other games after this
Oh
in this
really?
round. Yeah,
To be honest, if they hadn't lost against India, even they had a decent chance after their Pakistan outing.
I was I was so surprised to look at that stats. Bangladesh still in contention for WTC finals, and this is pretty much their media talking about after beating Bangladesh, going into India. Like we're gonna smoke India in India, and then we've got all chances of making it to WTC finals.
Yeah. The crazier part for me was England was knocked out before Bangladesh.
So if you, with England, they've played. Just looking at the numbers, right?
They
So
played a
they've
lot of games, yeah.
played 18 games, and law of averages. And if you see all the key nations ever since this whole WTC commenced, barely any are playing those 5 games. They're essentially looking at two
Yeah,
to maximize the points, and if they feel they might not have that winning edge, they go for three.
yeah,
Yeah, 5 games essentially ruins the percentage totally.
yeah, yeah.
And they've had few five. I think they've had
I
India.
think that they
Was it
only
India?
play 4 or 5 game series against India and Australia. They don't do
Yeah,
it
and
against
that,
anyone.
that,
Yeah,
and I think that's enough to cause that damage, right? Because they've played a
but
lot
I
of
think
games. The
they
winning
they
average.
in general play a lot more Test cricket than any other countries anyway.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, like they've
that's
already
it.
played 18, and India and Australia are still sitting at 12. Yeah,
Exactly. And by the end of this WTC cycle, India would go inch towards that 20 mark. We've got two
yeah,
more tests remaining here, five with Australia. So that's 7 games. So we're inching towards 20, and that's where we want to finish.
yeah.
And India has left that 5 series right till the end. So essentially, what is required out of that 5 game
Now, so
series.
okay, so then quick spill over into India then, right? I think they need to win 4 games from here onwards, right?
Four
Uh,
games and a draw, apparently.
and a
They
draw. So
can't
they basically have to retain Border Gavaskar and beat New
correct.
Zealand to in order to make it through.
In order to comfortably make it, right? Not relying on any other
Any
permutation
of that?
combination.
Yeah,
Yeah. If Bangladesh topple South Africa, then you're essentially looking at Sri Lanka, the next close contender in that race,
yeah,
and then South Africa plays Sri Lanka there again. So, yeah, it narrows down the equation or makes India's path more easier.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting.
So, yeah, from this podcast, we are rooting for Bangla boys.
Yes, for this game, yes, for sure. Just go by them.
We've roasted them so much, but this time we're rooting for them.
Yeah, we're with them. We're with them. We're with them in solidarity because we also want them to win the next game.
Yeah. With
um,
Bangladesh, you let them win this game, and God knows what happens after a win, and they're like all right, coming in fully charged.
yeah,
And they'll hope the next test. If they win this one, it's a 2-0 in the series for Bangladesh.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Uh, then going into the other big game starting in a couple hours, India versus New Zealand. Thoughts on it? So I think it's it's raining a bit in Pune from last I heard,
Mm-hmm.
which means all of their bowlers are going to be like
Same overcast
swings
conditions.
in the air, swings in the air. Let's go, boys. Um,
Um,
but
yeah,
contrary
so for
to
me,
that, India's added Washington Sundar to the 15
yeah,
men.
that was a key surprising fact. And Washi is just coming off a fresh 100 for
Yeah,
Tamil
yeah,
Nadu. And he's also made a comment that he's comfortable being a top order batsman after that century.
yeah,
And you got. I mean, as such, if you look at the old squad, we should probably default back to that same existing squad, like we spoke in the last episode as well.
yeah,
Uh, Gill, if he's fit, he comes straight back in, and it's a swapsies with Sarfaraz.
yeah.
I mean, again, this is my take. You
But
retain Rahul.
sorry, before we move on to this, about Washi, who does Washi come in for?
No one. He's just there, um, uh, in case. someone is not ready on the morning of the game.
Oh, because
Because
the
yeah,
crazy part is they've got Aksar, who's the same. They've got Jadeja, and now they've added Washington Sundar to the mix. They're both like
yeah,
all three left-handed batters and left-handed bowlers.
and I'd probably prefer. Oh,
Aksar,
it's a
right?
hard one.
No, but
Yeah,
Aksar, he's got more like more experience, and I mean, I still remember
yeah.
the England series when he was just like
He
spinning
brings a
every.
lot with the ball and handy contributions with the bat.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, the if I look at the last game, probably if we still go with that, two pacers, three spinners combo,
Yeah, yeah,
part of me feels we should probably give Aksar a go
yeah, exactly.
than Kuldeep. Uh,
Because he can
but
bat.
again,
Do you know? Oh,
exactly,
imagine if Aksar was part of that 11 last game in the second innings.
extra long tail.
Oh, no, but I think we could have scored at least 30 more runs.
Number
Just
nine, you've got batting till number nine, and then I think the only two players that don't bat are the two fast bowlers.
yeah,
But I can't say that because Bumrah has the record of most
35.
runs scored in a test match in an over
Yeah.
against Stuart Brown.
That's the funniest thing. I watched this video of him collaborating with some baseball player to like show
Yes,
off the skills,
yeah.
and then he mentions it in there. He's like, "My primary skill is a bowler, but I don't want to say that because I also have a record as a batsman."
It's one of those things because it's not your primary skill.
Oh yeah,
You can keep boasting about it.
yeah.
I've seen a couple of videos where Rohit Sharma boasts about his hat trick.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, I've got a hat trick, not you.
So funny.
uh,
Yeah. Okay. So we just think Washi is just in there as a backup of a backup of a backup.
Probably yes. I don't if see a point of him slating straight into the playing 11.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think the three key players that are in contention at this point, you got Pant for his fitness. It's either going to be Pant or Jurel. It's a straightforward, right? If Pant is not fit, Jurel comes in straight away. I think there's a triangle love story between Gil, Sarfraz, and Rahul.
Yeah.
Three players fitting in fighting it out for two slots.
So wait, some stats for you then. Rahul in the last 10 matches. So I kept saying that no. Ever since he's moved down to number five, his record's actually decent, and he should be given a chance, right? So his career average across him playing in all different positions has been about 33 point something, or like close to 34. And then I was like, no. If you pull his recent performances when he's joined in the middle order, has been really good. So then I looked it up, and his average is even lower than his overall average in the middle order. So in the last 10 matches, he averages 27. The other crazy thing is, oh wait, I can't hear you. You're on mute, I think.
Jeez.
Um, so yeah,
Now I
so
was saying
he
last
averages
five
27.
games, it's 34. So with
Yeah. So
Rahul,
his
it's
career average is 34, but
yeah.
in the last 10 games, he's at 27.
Again, if you look at it, right, last 10 games, five are played this year, where he's averaging 33. Three were played last year, where he was averaging 28. And probably the last two of that 10 was played in 2022, where for the year, his average was 17. So,
Yeah.
right, if you take that, it's 10 matches that he's played over a 3-year period, which in
So
itself
the
is an issue.
downside, the downside of this is, I think when before the series, when he played in the 11, he was playing as a wicket keeper, which meant we could accommodate someone like Aksar in the 11
Hmm.
and have Kuldeep. But given this guy is not even giving you a secondary skill set, his averages aren't good enough.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Do you think there will be consideration if Pant is not fit?
Yeah.
Would they take Rahul?
Jarrell's too good.
As-
Jarrell's too good. Jarrell's too
uh,
good. Like even because if that was going to happen, they would have had him do it last game instead of
that's
bringing in
true.
Jarrell. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of bringing Drill. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting wait and watch on whom Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir are going to pick among those three players.
But I think
Um,
if Sarfaraz is picked over him, I reckon he gets dropped for Borja Gavaskar.
that's he probably would be one of those travel reserves
Yeah, travel
in
reserve.
case.
Not even part of the 15 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. No, 100%. And there were some videos floating all around, kissing the Bangalore pitch with the caption, "Is this a farewell to come, or has he just played his last Test match?" Yeah, and there's always been so many speculations and rumors around his career.
Yeah.
So yeah, we wait for another couple of hours today. Now we're recording this in the
And
midday.
to be honest, I can't complain, right? Because I think the management's bent over backwards to get him a spot in the 11. He failed at the
True.
top. He performed decently in the middle of mid overs. They gave him a chance. So they identify that he has the skills. But come on, man, gotta give us some
Yeah.
runs.
The other spot that I would contest, or I would feel a change would be needed, or a change is going to be an option, is Kuldeep.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, like we were chatting at the start, Aksar, I feel Kuldeep maybe swapped across to bring Aksar, bit of variety,
yeah.
again, left
Guaranteed,
hand spin.
especially with the bat, because
Yeah.
he will give us that extra cushion with the bat. But um, from what I've heard, it's meant to be a slow turner, and I reckon Siraj might get dropped, not dropped, like arrested, and Aksa might come in
Mhm.
and so we'll go with
Four
three
spinners.
or four spinners, right? Yeah, four.
So
Yeah,
you
four
got
spinners. We'll go with four spinners.
Jadeja,
Yeah,
Ashwin, Kuldeep,
and
Aksar.
boom. Yeah, four spinners.
Oh wow! um, if it's overcast conditions, I would be concerned with that approach. You don't have anyone else to support Bumrah with the new ball.
Yeah.
Or let me put it the other way: you might see Kohli come back with a ball in his hand, opening alongside Bumrah,
That'll be
because
crap.
no one else in the squad could bowl medium fast at least, right?
Nope.
Now, back in
Nope.
the day, I remember in one of those really spinny conditions, Zaire Khan and Saurav Ganguly opened the innings because India loaded up with spinners.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
were times when Tendulkar used to bowl a bit of medium pacers to share some of those use the swinging conditions before he comes back as your leg spinner, right? But in this squad, I can't say anyone else apart from
That's
Kohli.
cool. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it'll be an
The
interesting,
greedy ass
interesting.
action too. The wrong foot.
It'll be good action, or money is well worth for anyone that's watching the game live.
Yeah. Wait, so what do you reckon? If whichever team wins the toss, bat or ball, given the weather's 50-50.
I still prefer bat in Indian conditions. You always bat first.
Even with
In a
that.
last game again, last game is a one-off miss, right? One in a blue moon situation.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would still bat first, score big, the usual, right? You definitely don't want to be batting last on any of these pitches.
I don't know, man. New Zealand batted quite nicely in the last innings.
I'd probably put it. We didn't bowl particularly well in the fourth innings.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there were quite a bit of loose balls given to Rachin
Yeah.
for him to loosen up, get control of the game. Uh, on a fourth innings, you got to have a strong attacking field. If there is any slight chance of turn, you put in that player right in the face of the batsman, and a couple
To
of
be
them right.
honest, Rachin getting runs isn't surprising to me. It was actually Will Young who survived the whole time because he
Yeah,
isn't known for that. He doesn't. He usually just comes in, goes for his hits. If it comes off, then he settles down and he can bat long. But that initial jittery period, if you get him out then, and which he did really well. So I think that's where the point of concern was because Ratchet was already in good form. He was so confident. His footwork was really good. But Will Young was the point of contention,
so
especially
we've
when
managed.
Conway got out the first ball. I'm pretty sure first or second ball back in the second innings. Yeah,
Yeah, we managed to get Will Young and Devin Conroy back in form.
yeah,
Um, Kane Williamson is out of this game still, so he's still
yeah. He's
injured.
still he's still out injured. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
So
a crazier achievement, right? Having no Kane Williamson and they still smashed India in India.
exactly, yeah. So yeah, for me again, the usual formula of win the toss, bat first, just be cautious in that first hour. See through the new ball, and it's going to be a beautiful
And tell
track to
them to
bat
not charge the ball.
on.
Tell them
uh,
to just sit
I don't
back,
think
have dots
I
all
don't
along.
think you can do with this new age Indian squad.
Like I reckon, just like sit on the pitch for like an hour or two, score like under 50s, all good.
They should just see an innings from Pujara. uh, uh, I mean, he's just got a double hundred.
He's saying, "I'm ready, boys. If BGT ever want me,
Whenever. I guess he's one of those selfless players that, irrespective of whatever has happened, a call comes in, he's gonna pack
oh,
up his
of
kit,
course,
jump straight away, and
yeah,
give him a call like 6 in the morning. He'll be there for 9 a.m. toss.
yeah, yeah, yeah." I think this is a good place to wrap. Um, Call Pujara anytime, and he'll come show up and save your BGT. Yeah,
uh,
it'll be interesting to see how India goes in this game, given the fortress is under trouble. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and folks, if you want to see our older videos, they'll be here somewhere.
yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe us. And yeah, wait up for our next video midway in the game. Signing out is us too. Bye.
Bye.